if he's managing the fire department, he's gotta be a manager. He's gotta be, a group person and take care of the people underneath him. This is ridiculous. I would never think, even if I had a problem with my employees, I would never think of reporting them. You handle the people underneath you. You don't do this to them. And I'm telling you, if this guy, or whoever did this, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it's the fire chief or somebody else, or who you guys put on leave. If he did this, that's a violation of the California two-party consent law if he recorded their voices. Now, he can record anybody visually, but you cannot. That is against the law. The guys, this is criminal now. This is criminal. You cannot have people managing people that can't manage them. It takes a special person to be a manager. You've got to know how to manage people. You've got to know how to handle them. Doing this is childish. It's childish. I don't even know why he did it. Why would he have all these things? You just take the morale of the people underneath you and just throw it out the window. This is not good, guys. This is not good. Now we got another lawsuit. How many lawsuits are we going to have? I just heard another one coming in. I'm not done. And I have to agree with this Chase thing, okay? He put specifically on that agreement what he wanted that loan for. He admitted it was just to pay the leaseor off. Now he's done that. So we've got two different stories. I talked to him last meeting, he wanted to talk to me, and he's telling me that I made a fool out of myself. And I said, why did I make a fool out of myself? And I said, it's right here, and I gave him, it's not like this one. I pulled the agreement, and I says, right here in the agreement. He goes, oh no, I'm not gonna look at that agreement because Linda and Rick must have wrote it for you. I said, I got it off the website. Now I'm believing this guy's is paranoid, okay? And I tried to talk to him, and he says, I have another agreement with the city that says I could pay her off. And I said, really? So I'm gonna ask the city. If there's another agreement, I wanna see it so I'm not up here making a fool out of myself, like he says. But I doubt if there's another agreement. So, and what he did at that last meeting, when he got up and he went nuts and started looking at everybody, and you're asking him, look at the council, and he doesn't do it. I told him, I said, you're a loose cannon. I told him, you're a loose cannon. You cannot do that to people. You can't come into our city, ask us to give you a loan to pay a past obligation that you made with somebody else. My sister is celebrating her 30th anniversary here in Laverne. She lives here and she's 30 years in business here. She had to do the same thing, to move from the center where the Millers used to be, and she moved to that blue building on Foothill and Emerald, so she could expand her business. She had 2 years left on her lease. She did it herself. She worked at it and worked at it and worked at it and did it herself. She didn't come to the city and ask us to pay her obligations for her. And I even told him that. And he says, well, I would have gone to San Dimas. I said, well, if that's what you had to do, then that's what you had to do. If my sister couldn't do it, she would have had to stay there for 2 years and then, we're not here to pay somebody's past obligations. You put it to us like, okay, we're gonna help him move and give him money for equipment and stuff. That's not what we did it for. That thing has to be rescinded. I'm tired of that thing. And I agree. You should have never voted on that. I don't care what the attorney said. If you have to ask the attorney, that means you wanted to do it come hell or high water. You should have known better. That's what got me started on this. I can't believe that you would vote on something. I don't care if it's your best friend, your second cousin's twice removed, or what it was. You should have known better not to vote on that. That is so bad. I mean, there's a lot of things that are illegal. You can have an affair and bring your lover here, and you can ask. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm not kidding. The attorney would tell you it's legal. Would you do it? Would you do it? No, you would. you wanted to do it, if you had to do it, if you insisted on it.
Is there anything else you'd like to address?
That's it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Is there anybody else who would like to address? Yes, sir.
My name's Tony Robles. I'm resident of Laverne. I'm gonna be a little nervous because this is passionate for me. I don't understand how the fire chief is even still on duty. If I'm not mistaken, he's not well employed, right? Somebody tell me that? He's part of the harassment. He's part of the hostile work environment that's been created. He eventually, subsequently, finally, and put the battalion chief on administrative leave. When are you guys gonna do the same to him? He's culpable, just as that battalion chief was, for all the stuff that's going on with these guys. At some point, these guys had to finally file lawsuits for all of this that's going on. These lawsuits are gonna cost the city money. Eventually, you're gonna say that the city has to file bankruptcy because the firefighters filed lawsuits. Pretty soon the city's gonna have no money because of all the money you're putting towards these lawsuits. On and on and on. At the end of the day, you guys are gonna say, well, we had to file bankruptcy because the fire department brought all these lawsuits. Is that what it's gonna have to come down to? Just for you guys to do the simple right thing? It's simple. If there was another head of your fire, of any of your departments, Parks Department, I don't know, Parks and Rec, whatever other head of departments you guys have, if one of them got charged or got a complaint against them for sexual harassment, you guys would probably jump on that, right? You'd investigate it right away. This is not sexual harassment, but it's still creating a hostile work environment. And you guys aren't doing anything about it. It's a shame. It's an absolute shame that this fire chief is still on duty. He should be put on leave as well. He's just as guilty. Finally, what's gonna get you guys to open your eyes is when some of these firefighters file civil suits against each and every one of you. And eventually, each and every one of you are gonna have to file your own bankruptcy. Because money's gonna be coming out of your guys' pockets. I guarantee you, if this doesn't get settled, you guys are next. Don't look like that, Joe.
Is there anybody else that would like to address the council under public comment? Yes, ma'am.
My name's Kathy Rojas, and I live on Delegate Circle in Laverne. And I think it's disgraceful what you've done to Tim Hepburn, because I do agree, we elected him. And but for 7 votes, he'd be sitting there. So, when you, Mayor, are going to accept responsibility for all of this, because bottom line, it rots from the top. So everything, all the other fruit is gonna be gross, because you aren't taking responsibility, nor are you for what you've done in any of this. You are culpable, bottom line. You are the one responsible for everybody here. And if you can't accept responsibility for this, or get rid of the people who are causing these problems, then maybe you need to go. Maybe we have to go. Maybe we need somebody else sitting there who's gonna take responsibility and get this right once and for all. I'm done, thank you.
Is there anybody else who would like to address the council? Yes, ma'am.
Corey Halibrin, CORYHALABRIN, 2187 Manzanita Circle. I'm a little late to the party here, but the fact that these 2 small subcommittees exist and meet behind closed doors, and everything now that the city council is discussing regarding the fire department is going on in confidential sessions, gives the impression of impropriety. And the people are here because they care, and we have a right to know what's going on. And not everybody has the wherewithal to request documents and utilize the Brown Act or read court documents. And if there's nothing wrong, and if you guys are doing the right thing, you should be able to talk about it in a public session. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Is there anybody else who would like to address the council under public comment?
My name's